Hello, I'm Angela Aurora Medway-Smith. Welcome to the 2026 series Bitesize Business Basics. We have 6 sessions of short, succinct presentations from experts who will help you up-level your business. I hope you enjoy them. Hello and welcome to the final episode of Bitesize Business Basics. I'm Angela Aurora Medway-Smith, the Practical Mystic, and I am absolutely delighted to introduce Amanda Fitzgerald. So Amanda is known by her clients as major visibility, and you know her. She hasn't got her hat on today, but she normally wears a hat. She's a PR and AI visibility expert, speaker, and mentor on a mission to help women own the room, own their voice, and own their visibility so that they become the go-to authority in their field. So Amanda first cracked the PR code promoting her luxury knitwear brand, securing features in most of the glossy magazines and national press. And the demand that followed meant that she had people asking her to replicate the results for them, leading to the launch of her PR consultancy. And she's had more than a decade of experience helping thousands of women sharpen their message and authority. And she created her signature 5 stages of visibility blueprint. I mean, Amanda's incredible. I've known her for a few years now, and I would highly recommend her, which is why I've asked her to come along today. So she works with journalists in dream outlets like the BBC, ITV, LBC, Forbes, The Guardian, Psychologies, Red and The Times. And this bit is incredible. A year ago, a not very pleasant gentleman made a not very pleasant comment, which meant that Amanda founded the Mutton March, a national campaign and movement challenging age stereotypes and championing visibility for women. And, you know, she was featured by Jeremy Vine. It was absolutely incredible. So, Amanda, let me hand the floor over to you so that you can share your golden nuggets.
Thank you so much, Anda. What a brilliant intro. I love it. And yeah, the Mutton March was crazy. I'll actually be talking about that in the presentation. So look away while I share screen. Bear with, bear with, bear with. Ta-da! We're nearly there. Present. There we are. How that was very slick and fast, wasn't it? So yeah, I want to take you through today the 5 stages of visibility so that you can be the expert that everybody, including AI, is recommending. Oh, and it's time to step into the spotlight like our very leader, the lovely Angela. This is her being photographed at an event, Speak and Shine, when she just stepped onto stage. And this is what I think Angela wants to encourage all of you to do, to step up and to shine so that you can share your message much further and wider than you're currently sharing it. So I want to help you to get known so that you can spread your message and grow your digital footprint, aka your digital reputation. All right. And this is not only nationally, but also locally. It's very important to look at the local press coverage that you can get. So a bit about me. Angela's just touched on my mutton marching. That's me being a protester. It was actually going to be an event, but the council, Kensington and Chelsea council, didn't let me do an event. So I was forbidden. So I decided to create a protest. We had some very glamorous women walking down the King's Road protesting. You know, we are muttonistas, visible sisters. So yeah, that's my golden nugget, bit of interesting about me. And I'm also known as Major Visibility. So this is the hat which I'm always wearing. But I'm at my brother's house and actually he's ex-army, so I should have borrowed one of his hats, but hey ho. that was a bit of background. I used to run a knitwear business. That's my mum, and she was just literally on the phone just now to this lovely lady called Ingrid, whose favorite color is turquoise. And I used to sell knitwear for my when my first child Felix was born. I then branched out into doing adult knitwear, and as a result of selling and doing around 125 pop-up shops, I managed to get myself a whole load of press coverage because doing the pop-up shops was exhausting. And getting into the press is something you literally send off a press release and boom, you're in. And it's like, oh my God, all the orders were just like popping into my inbox. It was just crazy. So I decided to help other people to get into the press because that's the area which I really enjoyed. So our trend prediction is this. I normally go around the room and say, who is currently doing PR? And it tends to be 10% of the room. And that's being really generous. I reckon it's 1 to 5% actually are currently doing PR. And everybody, and that 5 or 10%, what you're doing in terms of getting clients is actually relying on word of mouth marketing. Does that ring true for you? Give me a nod if you're relying on referrals only for business. So, what I want to do today is to turn the tables and for you to fall in love with compound visibility, which I'll be talking to you about right now. So, what is PR in the AI era? Well, first off, what does PR stand for? It stands for public relations, and it is your digital credibility. And it's giving authority signals for when people are searching places like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, etc., for somebody like you, a spiritual mentor, Glastonbury, whose name comes up. So, getting into the press, this is going to really help you get recommended by the 24/7 word of mouth recommenders, which are all those search tools. So, I want you to think about doing this. I mean, I don't know how many times a week that you are literally posting on social media, but I'd really like to recommend that you do a trade and swap in one of these things. I mean, people tend to post either once a week, 3 to 5 times a week. If you're only doing once a week, you need to add a PR pitch a week. If you're doing 2 to 3 times a week, I want you to swap one out because, getting into the press can be so exponential for your business. Imagine pitching to a podcast this week, pitching for a guest article the next week, being on the radio the week after, So what you're going to be doing is compounding people's interest in you, and you're going to be compounding your visibility. So it really is a wake-up call right now. It's in the press, it's in LinkedIn. Every time I open LinkedIn, people are talking about PR, AI visibility, and how PR contributes to your successful PR pitches, as in you being featured in newspapers, in podcasts, etc. They aid your discoverability, and AI really is the 24/7 word of mouth. Like I had an operation recently, and I asked ChatGPT and Gemini for the surgeon expert in the area which I need the operation in. It works, and he was a great surgeon, and it happened, and it went boom, boom, boom. So people are going there, and people are asking much more detailed questions inside the search, as opposed to going so and so expert. It's I'm looking for blah blah blah. So that's why you need to start to be found. And I want to give you a bit of a state of the nation. And this is by a report in 2025 by Muckrack, which says 89% of links cited by AI are from earned media. Now, what is earned media? That is journalists talking about you, journalists mentioning you. It's press coverage. It's any mention that you haven't actually had to pay for. So it's you being quoted in the Telegraph, in Forbes, BBC, you name it. So that is earned media. And it's when you ask the Claudes, the Geminis, Copilots, ChatGPT, etc., for somebody in your area. So currently, your social media reach is limited by your following count. Okay, so if you send out a post and you've got 1,000 followers, you're probably going to hit about 1% of those people who are going to literally see your post. Meanwhile, over in the ranch of PR, your reach is exponential. So when I was getting my knitwear into magazines and newspapers, I was suddenly getting orders from towns and villages I'd never in the UK that I'd never ever heard of. It was incredible. It's like, what? Where? It was amazing, really. And also a recent addition to this graphic, which I've been using for a while, but can you see these chatbot faces? That is representing the AI search. So when you get mentioned, it aids the AI search tools to find you. It really lifts your reach. So if anybody is asking the chatbots, the LLMs, large language models, for somebody in your area, does your name appear? You could look up breathwork coach in West Glamorgan, or a nutritionist in Basingstoke, or a spiritual mentor in Southwest London. Will your name appear? And if it doesn't, this is why you need to prick your ears up big and start getting on with the PR program. So I'm going to take you through the 5 stages of visibility. Now, I have been doing this now for around 12 years, and I call this my life's work. It's literally, and my mum used to run a business selling beads. You might have heard of her, Janet Cole's Beads, back in the 90s and 80s. She used to have a PR woman, a PR agent, getting her into the press. So I've kind of been osmosing, sucking up and soaking up this whole stuff about PR for, I'm 56 now, so God knows how many years that is, 30 years plus about visibility. And this is now, it's all put into the 5 stages of visibility. And the great news is you are going to be totally in control of your visibility and every single stage. So I'm going to run you through it, and then I'll give you some live examples. So the center stage, or here, really is your audience. Okay, and who is your audience? That is your potential clients, your readers, people who want to work with you, your customers. You've also got the AI search tools that I've just talked about, but you've also got journalists, or you've got producers, people who are looking for people with your area of expertise. They're looking for an XYZ expert. Will your name come up when they're interviewing somebody and they need somebody to back up what they're saying? They need a second opinion, they need some expert commentary. So that is your audience, okay? So stage number 1 is backstage. That is all to do with your mindset and your message. And I'm sure that Angela's been talking about mindset, but this is really important. You need to nail your message so that when somebody says, "What do?" you can say it in 8 words. I'm going to give you a free tool in a minute so you can have your nail it in 8. But really, to nail your message, you can be amazing, fantastic, but if people don't really understand what you do, how can they recommend you fast and succinctly? So that is backstage, but also getting your mindset switched on to, I deserve to be seen. I'm going to stop playing small. And then stage 2 is your stage, and I call this your vaults of gold. Now, your vaults of gold are all your past social media posts, and they are really important. It's not wasted. It's not just sitting there rotting. It's sitting there waiting for you to get gold digging. And I'll go into that in a bit more detail in a minute. I'm giving you an overview. Then you have their stage. So I'm currently speaking on their stage being Angela. I'm speaking on her stage, okay? So I'm doing an expert guest slot on Angela's stage. So I'm speaking to Angela's wonderful audience. So where can you be seen? Where can you do your speaking gigs? So when Angela, you saw that picture of her being photographed, she was standing in front of OPA, I call it, other people's audiences, speak and shine. So how can you get onto other people's stages? Another way to do that is by winning awards and standing up and collecting that award. Fantastic. So all of these are ways for you to get seen and to get visible. Then the 4th stage is open stage. Now, open stage is when you go out networking, and that is online or in real life. And it all goes back to stage 1, your message. So when you're talking to people networking and they go, "So, Caroline, what do?" You can literally say, "This is what I do," using my methodology, which you're going to get a little link shortly. So you can download a really powerful formula. Okay. So open stage, it's about you networking, making human connections. I am talking about AI, but I'm very, very pro human interaction and face to face as much as possible. And then the fifth stage is the main stage. It's media and press. This is where you're going to be getting your, as I call them, third-party citations, which means you're mentioned in Forbes or you're mentioned in The Guardian, or this is a good one for you, Angela, Wales Online. Oh my God, that is huge. I think probably be really good for you. For the AI search for them to find you. It's a big, big outlet. Do you ever go onto it? Wales Online.
I do, yes, but I live in Greenwich most of the time, so I'm
Doesn't
kind of
matter, but
between.
your roots are
Oh,
there. So all of you, wherever you live, whatever your roots are, go back. So Caroline, you might be from Scotland, so you can go and pitch to Edinburgh, Daily News or whatever it is. So don't think that where you currently live, that's the only place you can pitch to. You can pitch wherever you have roots. So I was brought up in Worcester. I was living in Colchester. So when I was running my knitwear business, I pitched to the Worcester Gazette like a girl done good story. All right. So that is what I can say. So main stage is getting into the press. So let's go into these stages in a bit more detail. So you've got backstage. So it is fixing that mindset that says, I just want to keep playing small. People say that all the time. Even people who stood up on stage. I met them at one of those speaking events, and she said to me, yeah, I'm sick and tired of playing small. I want to play big now. So stop playing small and start saying, I'm going to get onto the stages. And then the second part of this is to fix your message so we all understand exactly what you say, what you do, the impact that you create in the world, so that when you stand up at a networking event and say, I do this, you get a queue of people behind you wanting to speak to you afterwards. That's the powerful message. So here I offered you a my visibility authority toolkit. So grab your phone and scan that so that you can nail your message. You'll get the free formula, the nail it in 8, so you can literally describe what you do in 8 words. I help female founders to secure game-changing press coverage. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call in just now. Is my thing gone? Okay. So download your visibility toolkit. The second stage is your stage and it's your vaults of gold. Okay. So most people are saying more, 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 do more, 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 do more content, more reels, more stories, more, more, more. No. What you're doing is you're sitting on your vaults of gold. Here we are, newsflash. Look back at what you have been producing, all the social media posts, your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your stories, your client wins, your testimonials, your emails, your videos. That is amazing because you're going to contain some stuff in there that it's going to be highly press worthy, really interesting for the press. And I'm going to give you an example shortly. So get gold digging. So how you go about it is this. You go, which post got masses of comments? Which post was the most successful? Which was the one which really resonated with everybody? Or which was the post that made loads of people message you? And which is the post that people have looked at and they still mention? Can anybody right now think of any post that you've done that really caused a bit of a ripple? Yeah? So that'll be really good. So those are the posts that you need to think, okay, those posts have got legs. All right. So that's what I want you to do is to start thinking about going gold digging. So now I'm going to give you a bit of a case study on compound visibility. So this is a viral post that sparked a movement. So I was called mutton dressed as lamb. I posted about it in LinkedIn. And can you see how many comments I got? 750 comments and 1,244 likes. So that was like, oh my God, this, I've got to do something about it. I'm not going to stand for this. So yeah, one comment on a sunny day, a hot summer's day last year has caused a massive movement. So we created the Mutton March. Mutton dressed as lamb, we really don't give a damn. I can't see what it says up there. Too loud, too proud. We refuse to do what we're told. There's so many brilliant placards that we said, we are Muttonistas, visible sisters. And we had young people who are the marshals, and we had people coming dressed so beautifully. So the next date, put it in your diaries, the 20th of March, 2027, come to the King's Road. That's what we're going to be doing. So we started a movement, and the visibility, the compound visibility was then we got loads of press coverage actually before it and then after it. So we got featured in LBC, the Telegraph, the Metro before it and after it. They covered it. And then we were invited on to the Jeremy Vine, or I was invited on to the Jeremy Vine radio show. And then the very next day, he was talking about me and the Mutton March on his TV show. So we had a lot of compounding visibility. It then led to one of our clients, our Done With You clients, to be invited to talk about imposter syndrome on the Jeremy Vine show. So this is all about the compound visibility. Then I decided to say thank you so much to Jeremy Vine, a flash mob on his Instagram account. This is what it looked like on his feed. Literally, all of these women downloaded the template which I created, and they were looking forward to his book launch. And so they got there, and he was so thrilled for us to help him. So this is all about the compounding visibility. Can you see? It's not just one thing. One comment has sparked so many different things, and all of these women were so thrilled to have been actually on Jeremy Vine's Instagrid. So if you want to go to his grid and check it out, you'll have to scroll down quite a bit, and then you'll see a massive sea of pink, and that'll be all of the Muttonistas. It was really exciting. So I'm currently borrowing OPA, other people's audiences. So I'm on Angela's audience. So think about stages that you can appear on: speaking, guest expert, and awards. So another person's audience can be podcast pitching, or going on and being a panelist, like I saw Angela the other day at Speak and Shine on the panel. Or I've even seen her doing a speaking gig. I've seen her quite a lot of times up on stage. So she loves the stage. The stage loves you, Angela. So do more of that, because that's how we met. And that's how I got to know what you do. And that's how you got to know about me, because I've been on stage. So it really does work, and people connect. So go on to other people's stages as much as you can. And then open stage is building strong connections. Use your powerful bio that you've just downloaded and you're going to work on. And then all of you all know this, that relationships will be creating opportunities. For example, you could open your mouth and say, I do this. And it's like, oh my God, did you know? I'm really good friends with so-and-so, and she's really looking for somebody like you. Or I've got a friend who's a journalist who needs what you're talking about. I heard her doing a call out the other day. So relationships really, really do create opportunities. And then you have got main stage. So this is you writing a guest expert article for the favorite magazine that you'd love to get into. I don't know which magazines you'd love to get into, but all of these / most of these magazines have an online content, which means it'll be great to be in the printed magazine, but also to go in there online, which is really great for the AI bots to go and find you. So which means you're going to be building your digital footprint and digital reputation. So write a LinkedIn article. That is also really good for the AI bots to find you. A press release, and then add it onto your website. Or you can be doing thought leadership commentary, something that's hitting the news about what your area of speciality is, and then you can be talking on it. So there are many, many ways to get into the press. And then this is something which flashed up the other day in LinkedIn. Gartner says PR budgets will double by 2027. AI searches why. The brands showing up in recommendations are the ones that did the press work. So you read it here first. I'm now going to give you a case study of 3 out of the 5 stages in action. So a couple of years ago, back in 2019, I had a panic attack on the motorway. Did you hear my talk on that, Angela? Were you there at Speak and Shine? Yes. So there you go. So I had a panic attack on the motorway. I was going through divorce, and sometimes it has an impact on the body. It had an impact on my well-being and my driving confidence. And I did a post about it in Facebook, and it got a whole load of comments. So that's one vault of gold. I'm digging in my vault of gold. So I talked about it in Facebook. I then had the opportunity, or I was invited to go and give a talk. So I did. at Speak and Shine. We keep talking about Speak and Shine, hosted by Keir Adair and Jill Mackay. So I gave my maiden speech, and it was all about visibility starts in the rear view mirror because I used to drive on the motorway and think that the lorries, if you think about the grille, the front of a lorry, it's got its headlights, it's got the grille, and it's got the windscreen wipers. I just saw it as an evil entity out to get me whenever I was driving. So what I was sharing was I actually went and I had driving lessons. Let me just go here. Oops. So this, oh God, where is it? I'm going backwards. Hang on, let me just find it again. There we go. So this is Lewis, amazing, Gareth Lewis. He was my driving instructor. So I called in the experts to help me drive on the motorway. And I was going hot and he gave me 3 hours worth or 4 hours worth of lessons in two batches. And as you can see here, my feet were so close to the fire. It was terrifying. And I had to drive all the way over to my mum's house because I lived in Colchester at the time and my mum lives in Worcester. That was like, I used to have to go I pressed the button where it says don't go via motorway, avoid motorway route. So my 3.5 hour journey used to take 7 hours. My poor kids in the back of the car were going, Mum, come on already. So I booked lessons and he helped me and he took me on the motorway, or rather I took him on the motorway. He said, Amanda, do this, put your foot down, overtake this lorry. Told me that lorries can only go no more than 60 miles an hour. He totally helped me get over that fear. So I did the speech. So that speech didn't just sit in the room of 50 to 60 attendees in the audience. We then turned it into a press piece. So we got featured. This is what one of the journalists in my team. She also had a fear of motorway driving, and it turns out a lot of people do. A lot of people do. When I came off stage, people were going, "Oh God, I just want to tell you, I've had that fear. I don't tell anybody. I just get trains everywhere." So it led to a feature in the Telegraph and also a feature on the Jeremy Vine radio show. And oh my God, we had the Telegraph photographer come and do some photos. It nearly started raining, and trying to get a picture of a lorry passing when I was standing on the bridge, that took quite a lot of shots. And I was going, come on. It was really funny. But we got the shot. It's a brilliant shot, isn't it? So, that is how the visibility, digging for your vaults of gold. So I just want you to remember your social media posts don't just die when you've put them out there. So using this visibility ecosystem, you will be opportunity rich. So your winning formula for brand recognition and new client sales is this: digging in your vaults of gold, compounding your visibility. You're going to build your digital authority and, of course, your AI visibility. And all of that, you're going to be building trust, instant trust, because when people are featured in the press, it's like, oh my God, I'm going to buy that book. I love what she sounds like. Or if a journalist is writing about you, it's instant trust. So that is incredible. And here are some experts being found on, via AI. So she's a Worthing hypnotherapist, and somebody was looking for Worthing hypnotherapist, and she sold 2 6-week courses. So the value was 1.7K. Alison Edgar, you might have heard of her. She's a global motivational speaker. She was searched up and she managed to get a talk worth 6K. So this is the no need to do marketing or rather no need to pay expensive adverts. You've got the AI who's doing your marketing behind the scenes because you've done your marketing using PR as the vehicle for you to get visible. I want to explain it rather like this. So all the social media posts that you put out are these party balloons, these small balloons, and they just float up into the ether. They're seen and they kind of float away. Now, these big, heavy, sturdy hot air balloons, those are your third-party citations: Forbes, BBC, Spirit, I don't know what's it called, Spiritual Mentor Today, whatever these magazines are, you're getting published, and these are your hot air balloons. And it really gives you a much stronger visibility footprint because these AI bots, they're hunting and they're going to grab onto these and go, oh my goodness. So it is really going to lift and power boost your visibility. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, always you've got the chatbot searching around, you've got your hot air, you've got your small party balloons. Yes, it's great to maintain your presence. I'm totally pro social media. We need to use it. We need to go digging. I mean, that could be a huge vault of gold for you, Angela. And that one there could be a really great one for you, Caroline. So where is the vault of gold, which has just floated off into space, never to be seen again? However, you can turn that into that, into that, and into that. And then you're going to be found, okay, by these search tools. I want you to have a paradigm shift today. Social media, yes, it is building awareness. PR is building authority, and AI is amplifying everything. PR is your most visible asset, your most evergreen visibility asset, and you can get the most visible by doing it. And the really good thing is when you get mentioned in the press, you share it. You share, well, there is a special way of what not to share and what to share. Can't go into that now, but share your wins. Don't share the screenshot of your of the article because you're going to be breaching copyright. There are ways to go about it of how to do it legally, but literally PR lasts years. I've got a client and a friend who got into the press about 12 years ago with her beauty salon. She says she's still getting inquiries, and it was like a glossy magazine. So these magazines don't die. Okay, or you're getting into the actual print online press, it doesn't die because that's where the search bots are finding you. So your expertise is literally just the beginning. Your vaults of gold become a pitch to podcasts, press, articles, speaking gigs, expert commentary, awards, local TV, and local radio. So I want you, as a result of today's talk, to start to become one of those 90% of founders doing your PR. You get AI visible, you get AI recommended, and you're going to build your digital reputation. Just imagine this. I don't know where you have thoughts of being, but just close your eyes and imagine being seen on local TV, local radio, podcasts, online press, speaking gigs, local press, local TV. It just goes around and around. All of this is possible. You just need to dig into your vaults of gold and then think, right, I'm going to start pitching that to the press. These are really powerful outcomes as you're going to step out of those shadows. More authority, trust, credibility, visibility, not to mention the leads, clients, referrals, and bookings. So I want you to start building your visibility now and not wait until December 2026, January 2027. Future-proof your visibility. And that is the end, my friends.
Amanda, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Caroline, do you have any questions?
I'm just full of admiration, actually. That's what I wanted to say. And I was like, I so want to go out to dinner and just have so much fun with you, both of you, actually, because I'm like, oh my God, that's so amazing. I'm really interestingly, my background is PR. Started my career in
Really?
PR. It was very different then, of course. It was
Yeah.
all, it wasn't digital like it is
Yeah.
now. But I think what's interesting is that everything you said makes so much sense and it really resonates. And and I think that a lot of people will say what I'm about to say, which is how do you really make the time when we are so super busy? Like I said to you earlier, I have a golden surfboard to make sure that I just stay on top of all of the things that are happening. And I'm hearing you and thinking, yes, I could do that. Yes, I could do that. That's a great idea. Thank you. But actually, when am I going to fit that in? So, what would your recommendations be for people who are super busy, doing well, but know that they need to do a little bit more to
Mm.
make that time?
So, do you remember the graphic when I had my hat and all of those icons? I want you to trade out one of those social media activities. And I've got a group, it's a paid group called the PR Mastery. Every Wednesday, without fail, we meet up at 10 o'clock, and that is your PR hour. Whether you join the mastery or not, energetically, these women are pitching to the press at 10 o'clock. They are doing power PR hours at 10 o'clock every Wednesday. Can you afford 10, sorry, can you afford 1 hour a week?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because otherwise I've given talks and people say, no, I can't afford 1 hour a day. It's too much. Sorry, a week, it's too much. Split it up. You can even do you can do your PR in 7 minutes a day. I think personally, I prefer people to concentrate and really get down and dirty with it for a one solid hour. So 10 a.m. Wednesday mornings, boom, go ahead and just block it out and put a block in your calendar right now and just go, that's going to be my power PR hour. And I like Wednesday because it's the middle of the week. The journalists are not all inundated after the weekend. It's midweek and it's a nice time to do it. And it's like gets you through the rest of the week. And then whew, you might have some exciting pickups by Friday. And you might, celebrate Friday. I've just been invited by Women's Hour. Oh my God, wouldn't that be a dream? So yeah, that's the answer. Everybody's got time to do social media, but I hopefully you can see the urgence and the extreme importance of PR to help you get much more visible.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda. And it's that accountability, isn't it? And it's deciding, there are certain things that are essential
Mm,
in order to not just grow your business, but maintain your business. So
mm,
we should be thinking every founder, every business owner should be thinking like that.
mm. Do you think I have persuaded both of you to pick up the PR reins?
Definitely.
It's something I'm well aware of. Again, I spent a year as a PR back in the
Oh, I love
80s.
my PR girls in the house. You kept that under your hat, both of you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was in event management for a decade, but one period I was PR for Lloyd Register.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Very different. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
different world, completely different world. Yes. So again, we know all the things. It's just translating them into 2026 in the AI era and being disciplined and being accountable to ourselves. So yeah, I've been meaning to come to your monthly events as well.
Yeah. Circle. Visibility.
Yeah,
Maybe visibility circle. Yeah.
I just haven't got there yet. Wednesdays have generally been project days for me. So I've got a big project meeting tomorrow. So for the last project I'm working on this year,
Wow.
final one. And then I keep saying to myself, when they're all done, then I can do it. But it should be all the way along.
It should be, because if you're going to put a post out today about maybe I've given a talk or you're going to talk about X, Y, or Z, a launch, you need to amortize into your week a trade, and that is going to be
Mm.
doing a PR pitch. So you two girls have actually got an advantage because you probably know how to write a press release. But do you know how to write one for these days? And don't please use AI to write it. Journalists can sniff it a mile off.
It has to be
Yeah, I think
authentic.
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think that is one of those real distinctions, isn't it? That we need to keep our genuine voice, our genuine words, but know that AI will probably like what we're doing and help it reach more people.
Yeah, exactly. And how did the 5 stages of visibility, has it made you see PR and the whole journey in a different light that you used to?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, and I love the fact that your stages are stages.
Mm. Yes, they are. It's not just a
They're not
set.
just abstract.
Yeah.
They're actually stages.
Mm.
So it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And I can't wait because I've done the eight words with you before in one of the workshops,
Yeah.
but I feel I need to do it again.
Yeah. I mean, it can be a movable feast.
Mm, mm.
Mm. Yeah. And then stick with it.
Yeah, yeah. Bless you. I just wonder, are there any more questions, Caroline? No. Okay. Well, just me then saying, Amanda, thank you so much.
You're very
Bless you,
welcome.
Cariad. I really appreciate your time today and your mission. Yeah, and I will be on the Mutton March next year. I It's been in my diary for a while,
Great.
and yeah, I'm quite excited about it. I'll have to decide, what sparkles to wear. I think it's a day of sparkles,
Oh, it
isn't it?
absolutely is. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And celebrating
So
your too muchness. It's really all about your too muchness. So, what if you've ever been called you're too spiritual? Claim your too muchness. I run a on a Wednesday at 1 p.m. I do a LinkedIn live and we celebrate women's too muchness. It's called Women Celebrating Too Much Women.
I love that.
So come.
I didn't know that.
Well, go to my LinkedIn on when tomorrow and have a listen to the lady. We did a pre-record, full disclosure, because I can't, because I'm doing another masterclass tomorrow. But yeah, it's literally 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've got a project meeting at 1 o'clock
Oh yeah.
tomorrow,
Well, that's fine. You
but
can watch it in replay, but she's got a
yeah,
really interesting concept, what she talks about.
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
fascinating.
It's basically women's superpower. So your too muchness is actually your superpower. I've been told I'm too loud. It's my superpower because I help women become loud,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
It's so true. And I think the other thing is that the pigeonholing that happens when people are so judgmental and think that because women, it's always women who get the criticism of being of a certain age or being of a certain look or being of a certain disposition. And the criticism that happens around that is like they are collective thought forms. And I think that for so many women, because I also help people really to speak their truth, to be okay about being magnificent and really feeling their own magnificence. And actually, it's this expectation of how they're going to be, just destroyed by those negative comments. And so I love your idea of the Mutton March because that's the main thing that women get criticized of. Oh, you shouldn't be
Absolutely.
dressing like that, you shouldn't be looking like that, or
Yeah.
all of the things that you experienced. And good for you for doing it. And I love Muttonista. Brilliant.
Well, come, become Muttonistas, both of you, and everybody else in replay. Come, 20th of March. Go to amandapr.com/mutton dash march, or just literally look up Mutton March and it should take you to my website and you can sign up for updates and everything.
Hello, thanks for watching. Sign up for more on Cariad Spiritual by scanning the QR code here and check out the show notes for access to our incredible experts. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye.